So before we begin this interview, tell me a little bit more about yourself and how you got started with D4M and what your area of expertise is.
Sure. Okay, so I am Erick Sanchez. So I am a part of the D4M consulting team regarding the SAP ERP implementations projects. That means we were implementing the SAP system probably since 2010, where I joined D4M company before called R3D Consulting. So my areas of expertise are mainly the module and warehouse management module. That means everything related to purchasing, production and non-production purchasing. And talking about the warehouse management module, I am also part of the developing team. That means I can explain to the different companies how this WM module interact with the other SAP modules, right? That's my main expertise. Right now, I am on my way to learn EWM, which is the evolution of this warehouse management module in the new version of SAP, which is S4HANA version.
So today's topic is just what you mentioned. So it's the differences between WM and EWM. Listeners of this show know that we talk a lot about SAP and just kind of in generalities, and very little, if ever, have we dove into the modules. So just to start things off, so what is warehouse management and what exactly is the relationship with ERP software such as SAP as a whole?
Yeah, correct. So first of all, let's try to define how SAP normally is divided into different modules or different areas, let's say, depending on the operation. So we have something called the top five modules in SAP, which is the in the logistics side we have the module, which is materials management module. Then we have the PP module, which is production planning module, and then we have SD, which is the sales and distribution module. Then we have in the finance side, we have the FI, which is finance, and CO, which is controlling. These two modules are normally together in the finance side. So then we have other different modules that are different modules depending on the area. For example, we have in the quality management area, we have in the transportation management, we have, for example, in the plant maintenance area, and then we have a specific module to manage all the warehouse activities, internal warehouse activities, which is called warehouse management. So this module normally is part of the module, material management module, because here we have all related to material movements or material operations in the system, starting, in the goods receiving activities, then all the internal activities inside the warehouse, like, for example, put away, production replenishment, all the decanting pallets or pallet decanting activities. Also, we have all the picking activities, and then we have the shipping activities, the outside activities. So, specifically speaking, for the warehouse management module, so here this module is part of these logistics activities, logistics areas. But in this case, everything related to the materials or to the products movements in the system, we can manage all those in deep detail with this warehouse management module. That means, for example, if any customer doesn't have this warehouse management module, they can see all the stock. Let's talk about the stock. All the stock at very high level. That means they can see only the total quantities they have in the system. With this warehouse management module, we can have more detail, for sure, more control, and sometimes more activities, more steps in one specific operation or process. That means, for example, in the system, we can see different reports where we can see where is one specific material on inside the warehouse, because now we can represent all our warehouse structure, like for example, high racks or different aisles or the different areas or sub areas in the warehouse. Now we can represent all those things now in the SAP system inside this WM module. That means every time we can see in the system where is this specific, I don't know, this specific pallet, this specific box, on which specific bin, right? So now we can have additional detail, like for example, bins, final destinations. Now in SAP, we call it storage bins, where you can see every time specific quantities and specific serial numbers, right? So that's the main advantage. So also warehouse management module allow you to have this solution, call it a RF solution, this radio frequency solution that allow the people or the operation to have scanning, let's say scanning functions on the way that you can scan one specific pallet and you can move it. That is call it the bin-to-bin transfer. This is an example that you can have with warehouse management module. So you can just scan one specific pallet and then you can transfer it inside your warehouse. You can split this pallet into two different pallets or two different storage units on the way that you can send partial quantities, for example, to your production line by scanning this master pallet. Let's call it in that way. So it also allows you to have different RF menus depending on your internal activities. So, for example, people can be assigned to do goods receiving activities only. So you can create different menus. Then you can see those different menus on your scanning devices or your mobile devices, and then you can allow the people to do these different activities. So that's the more or less how this warehouse management module on SAP works or interact with the other different modules.